In today's video, we have 4 different TaylorMade irons throughout the P700 series. We're going to be looking at which type of player should play which model. Are you going to be getting into the blades like the elite team TaylorMade Tour players, or are you going to be going for one of the most popular clubs in the game today, which is the P790? We've got those two and everything in between. Be sure to stick around because we're going to be giving away a set of these P790s to one lucky subscriber. Let's get into it. To kick today's video off, we're going to start with the gamer golf club that is the P7MB. For today's testing, as we talk about this, I'm going to be using the TP5X golf ball. I will throw in a TP5 and explain why as this gets going. It's important, like with every fitting that you go through, you must be playing the right golf ball for your game. So you've gone into the golf store, you love the look of these things, the bread knives, you like the fact that the mass is behind the blade, so you know if you strike it out the middle like Rory, you're going to be getting some results like one of the best players in the world. But you're trying to decide if your game is ready, are these puppies for you, and what do you get out of them? Obviously, I like to look at golf clubs as a comparison. So to do that, I'm going to grab a CB and put them down side by side. I've got 2 6 irons, the lie angle is the same, 59.5, and the lofts are both at 30. That would be 1 degree strong for old tour lofts on these 6 irons. As you place them down, you can see the top line is very thin, and it has this beautiful sole that again is extremely small and extremely thin. If you are looking at these golf clubs, you are not someone who is worried about strike being heel to toe, but you might be slightly concerned about the high or low miss. Generally, when we look on tour, a lot of the best ball strikers in the world, Tommy Fleetwood, Colin Morikawa's used these clubs, Rory McIlroy's used them, DJ used them, all a blade type club. You're looking for precision, you're looking for spin control. So this will be the iron that spins the most out of the options. But there's also a couple of other things we got to look at when it comes to these sticks. I'm playing a lot of golf at the moment. I could get away with using these clubs. The turf interaction is great. As you study the divot, the lie angle goes through equally, it then gets to its deepest point, and based on a small amount of curvature and bounce on the blade, it comes out. That was struck pretty good. As I look over at my full swing here, 168 carry into a slight breeze that would have gone up if it was normalized to about 180. The spin rate was 5,479. What does that mean? For a 6 iron, it means I turned onto that golf ball and compressed it. Now that is a thing that if you're a golfer out there and you get what we call ball turf, so the golf ball's back here, the low point as we're looking at this with the roots where they're broken in the divot is beyond the golf ball. So I've hit this golf shot coming down, getting the hands ahead and compressing the golf ball. If you're someone who can do that and you have the ability to compress a golf ball, A, you know who you are, and B, you can probably play these irons. As we look at apex at 90 and club speed at 91, they're good numbers to be close to each other, and generally you can then control the peak, control the land angle, and control how close you can hit this golf ball to the flag. Without a doubt, these irons feel fantastic. They look amazing, they feel great. Do you want to play them in a 15-mile-an-hour wind, freezing cold, abandoned dunes with a shot over water to beat your buddies for cash? That is a question you have to ask yourself. But without doubt, if you're a purist, if you're a tour player who wants massive precision, if you play on greens that are quite small and you want to hit the ball into quadrants because that's where your game is at, because you're hunting pins all the time, this model you're going to be able to shape and you're going to be able to hit extremely close to flags. But if you miss it, then guess what? It's going to miss you and put you in some serious wonga. P7MB, you are a fantastic player. Your ball speed is high. You compress an iron, you launch it low, you generate spin. You want distance control because distance is not a problem to you. You also hit it nice and high, so you want to control that apex. or you're playing on turf that's firm and tight. The P7MB with its narrow sole and its sleek looks should be calling your name. Try it out. You're a happy hamburger. You can't get the golf ball in the air. You help the golf ball in the air. You need speed. Your club speed is probably 70 odd and your ball speed isn't marrying up to it because you can't strike it perfectly in the face every time. Guess what? That is most of us. Stay away from the P7MB. It looks great, but it's not going to do you any favors. The other option as we move through the gears is a set that I play as a combo, but I've also been looking to change a little bit more into maybe more of these irons. The head is slightly larger. You have this peripheral weighting in the back of the golf club here where the weight is moved to the edges. If you miss the blade left or right, so heel or toe, there is a fraction of forgiveness going on here. The sole is larger. There's more mass down low here. The weighting inside is made to make it slightly easier. But don't get me wrong, you're not stepping into an easy to hit golf club. You still need to be a baller. As we put them next to each other, it's slightly longer toe to heel, so the blade length's a bit longer. It's a bit thicker and there's a bit more mass. What this iron does give you, we're going off of a 168 on the previous shot. It gives you control. So you want a look that has the sleek behind the golf ball, but you also want a bit of control. So a nice apex. Now that's cutting back a bit. It's landed a couple of yards, 1 yard short of the other golf ball. Divot not quite as deep. Club speed 91.8, apex 96. I told you I cut it a bit and the spin rate 5.970. So it did go up a little bit based on the cut. For me, this golf club is extremely predictable. As I look down at it, the confidence I get from it is a little more. I feel like I've got a bit more power out of it. As you can tell, they're very similar, but it does give me confidence as a player, but also that nostalgic look that I'm not using an absolute hammer. So you grew up in the blade era, but you aren't quite at a place where you can palette looking down at those tiny little blades. This is going to be for you. It's the P7CB. You love back pins and you definitely don't want to see it going over the green as you can't quite figure out what those speed pockets are. You want the forged feel and you want to be able to hit knockdown shots and add spin at will with a bit of shot shaping. The P7CB is calling your name. You're a good player, you got a history, this could be for you. Or you're a junior coming through who now wants to get into something that they've played those P770s, they've loved them, but now they're getting more speed, they're compressing it stronger, they're controlling the apex. This could be the way for you to go. Bigger heads, more tech can go in them. The first two irons I've talked about, it's that forged feel that you get from them. It's the precision, it's the nostalgia, it's the great turf interaction. You do get all that with these irons. But if I just lay a 6 iron down for you, we're playing a 162. All of a sudden now, and this is loft for loft, 30 degrees. So that one was caught a little bit heavy, not the best strike, but it's actually a good example because the iron still goes 160 with not the best strike. Spin was down, but that's exactly what I'm talking about with this P770 model versus the first two. But let's try and give you apples for apples. And there's a good example of it. Higher apex, we're going to get to that in a minute. Flew out there a bit further, 166, so gained carry, club speed 2 miles an hour quicker, apex 99. That's our highest apex of the three, and we can put the tracker on there, the tracer, to show you the three apexes compared. 5882. So like I say, we're now apples for apples. 30 degrees on the blade, launched at 14.8. That shows me as a player that I've done a nice job of trapping the golf ball. Now, as mentioned, more room inside the head, so flighted CG. What is that? What does it mean? The center of gravity on the golf club versus the golf ball will create a different launch and a different spin. If you struggle to get the golf ball in the air, having these P770s is going to help you. But by moving the center of gravity in the iron head, none of which you need to worry about as a player, that's then going to give you the result that you need. So if you're the sort of golfer who wants a little bit of help, but is still aspiring for great golf shots, perhaps doesn't have the speed, but wants the yardage, and wants to think about shaping golf shots, the P770 is where you're going to go. But as you look down at them versus the CB and the MB, you're going to see now you're getting into a completely different area as the blade has gone larger again. So 3 good options, all of which can be comboed. But if you do combo them, think about this, we've gone 30 degrees on a 6 iron versus 30 degrees on a 6 iron, and we're gaining yardage. So wherever you gap between the 2 models, from the 6 to the 7 or the 7 to the 8, depending on where you want to combo, you need to study that area and change the lie angles and just watch for the distance that that goes. You might have had a bit of a break from the game, the confidence maybe isn't there, or you just want to launch the long irons nice and high. Your buddies are doing it and you're wondering, why can't I? These speed pockets, they intrigue you. You know you miss it low in the blade every now and again, but you like the look of a classic iron. The P770 is calling your name. A lot of great players have used this, even tour pros from Jason Day, Harry Higgs, it's made an appearance. Even the long irons right now are in Tommy Fleetwood's bag for good reason. These are beautiful. The speed pockets come out as you get down into the short irons to help you with scoring, and then the flighted CG gives you that launch in the longs. Very, very good irons. I've used them for a period of time myself. Look and feel fantastic. It's the P770. Give it a go. It's for a decent player and also a good level amateur. Into the P790, which has been an absolute rocket ship of an iron for the masses, and for good reason. Because if you struggle with launch, because you can't create that 14-degree launch angle, which a lot of people can't because they try and help the golf ball into the air, this is going to help you. If you struggle for distance, which a lot of people do, because again, you can't create the relationship of the handle ahead of the ball, this is going to help you. If you struggle for confidence, because you look down and don't like to see a small looking golf club, this is going to help you. Honestly speaking, this is an absolute weapon, and that's why we're doing the giveaway around this iron. There are many of you watching this that this iron will be for you. This year, they've changed the material in the face. They've brought out a new one. Whenever they bring out a new model of this, they always have to put something else in it to keep up with the momentum it has. The face is going to be better for gapping. So between your 6 and your 5 and your 5 and your 4, the yardage gains are going to be more consistent. Larger sweet spot area. Again, I told you, if you miss it low in the blade, this has got the speed pocket. It's going to help you out. And it's not too bad looking if you're a decent player. So if you used to be a gamer and you're perhaps not as quick as you once were, you can put this down now and you're not going to get the feels of an MB, but you are going to see a golf club that looks pretty damn nice. So this is a 6 iron. Now with my speed, you're going to see less spin, which is why I've thrown in the TP5 golf ball to offset the fact that I'm just not going to spin this 6 iron as much as I would everything else. And we can hit a TP5X as well, but this is a TP5. So look at the height on the apex. I mean, it's really nice. And again, we'll give you the great visual of the 3 different apexes. 173, apex 99, so well in the game. 14.4, that launch angle is crucial for you as a player. Literally with someone yesterday and they were struggling to compress the golf ball. If you're struggling to launch the golf ball half of the loft on the blade, then you need to work on your compression. But the 173 normalized with a 93.6 speed. So our P770 and P790 went up a bit with speed. That was club speed, mind. And then obviously apex is the main thing I'm looking out for. I can throw in spin rate on that TP5, 5687. Let's throw in a TP5X. less spin look, more of a rocket. Didn't quite nail that, if I'm being honest, but carry 171, and there's that viewpoint on the spin, 4669. You got to be honest with yourself when you look at these things. That's why I think if you're a good player, you got to go TP5 golf ball if you want to play these irons. So I'd be talking about a guy that maybe once was a baller, lost a bit of speed, likes the look of these, getting a spinny golf ball. Yes, you can easily palette the look of them. So popular. The short irons won't have the speed pocket to help you distance control. If you've still got golf game, I mean, I've been playing P770s in the long irons for a while. Tommy Fleetwood has. We see him out on tour every now and again. P7 CBs are played by a lot of different players. Morikawa uses them for sure. And then the blade is also played on tour, but that's for your guy controlling your distances. Hopefully that gives you more of a rundown of where you want to go. You can combo definite sets of these, but like I say, you got to dive into the specs and you got to look at those lofts, because you will get benefits of the tech in the P790 and the P770 that are non-existent in the P7CB for good reason. The P790, this is like the Labrador of golf irons. Everybody loves this breed. What an iron this is. It's powerful, it's loyal, it gives you good distance, the apex is fantastic. Now it's got improved gapping. I hardly need to talk much about it because most of you out there know what this is. To be fair, I see too many golfers that I think have got golf games that are aspiring to be better who still love these irons. The feel off the blade is great, the apex is fantastic, they make the game fun, but they still look like a golf club. They're not a chunky monkey by any means. Give this a go, it's fantastic. Within this video, of course, we're giving away a set of P790s. TaylorMade have been fantastic with that. They're giving away the giant iron that they make. If you want to get your hands on it, be sure to subscribe to the Trottie Golf YouTube channel and hashtag in the comments Tour Truck Tuesday. I'm going to put my Instagram on there. Follow me on Instagram too. Take a screenshot of your subscription here, your follow on Instagram, and DM me to say that you fancy a set of P790s. Next Tour Truck Tuesday, we'll get them out to you. These are awesome irons. I know you want them, so go through those steps to get your mitts on them.